And of course, it was all about EVO, not the runtimes, but the results. Let's start with Skullgirls, shall we?
We absolutely shall, Steve.
We are going to start with
That's
Skullgirls.
the wrong one.
That's
oh my God,
the wrong Skullgirls.
I'm
there
emotionally distraught.
It's okay. It's an emotional night for everyone involved. Top three was the three you'd expect, maybe not the order you expected. Sonic Fox knocking off their buddy, this Kill Sage in the grand final. Sorry about that. Pen, the combo breaker champion, finishing third after losing twice to the Kill Sage. An impressive performance, and beat Sonic Fox in the first set of grand finals 3-0. It looked for a while like the Kill Sage was going to take it all the way, but Sonic Fox ends up bringing home yet another EVO trophy. We kick it over to Saturday's finals. It was Mortal Kombat that started the day, and it was one of the Chilean twins who got the win. This time, Scorpion Prox, becoming the first player from outside the U.S. to win an NRS EVO title, knocking off Rewind, who had a hell of a run to get to the grand final, including a win over Chile's Nicholas. Very international top 8, because you also had Foxy Grandpa and Killer Shinnok. So half of that top 8 in a game that a lot of people just assume is American dominated. Half the people in the top 8 coming from outside the U.S. That was awesome to see. Moving over to Melty Blood, it was another impressive foreign performance. This one from Japan's Jing, who knocked off Masoma in the grand final. Masoma again resetting things, but not quite able to knock off Jing. Kiri and Scrot rounding out the top 4 there. Grand Blue Fantasy Versus was next, and it was an all-Japan top 4. Totoro getting the win over Gamera in the grand final. Taco, who had no plans to come to EVO before winning the FGC Arcade tournament that got him a ticket here, rounding out the podium. Dragoy from Spain finishing tied for 5th and winning some friends along the way with his performance at top 8. And then we close Saturday night with Dragon Ball Fighterz. This was the first event on the DBFZ World Tour for 2022, and it was the defending world champion, Wawa, held on for dear life over Nitro. Nitro had a heck of a run through the losers bracket, including going up 2-0 in the grand final. Actually, Nitro came from winners. I apologize. Nitro was up 2-0, one game away, but Wawa fought it all the way back to 3-2 and then won the reset 3-1 to claim the title. Nitro, hell of a performance, sitting on top the U.S. leaderboard in points. So still a pretty good haul for him. And then we go to the arena. Sunday, it's a Taiwanese podium to kick things off. ZJZ following up his KOF 14 title at EVO Japan 18 with a win over fellow countryman and fellow Brook teammate ET. Xiao Hei rounding out the podium there. An all-international affair in that top 8. You had Korea represented, Mexico, Japan as well. No U.S. player, unfortunately, for those from the host nation. The same could be said about the next game, Tekken 7. The Master Prime event on the Tekken World Tour was won by the legend Knee. Knee taking it after so many close calls. It was his 4th time making top 3 at EVO in Tekken 7 at least. First time bringing home the trophy. Knocking off a Pakistani player in the grand final, but not necessarily the one you'd expect. Khan, incredible performance from him, finishing 2nd. Arslan Ash finishing third behind his Fate teammate. Then we go to Street Fighter V in what will likely be the swan song for that game at the EVO stage. And what a grand final it was between Idam and Kawano. Idam knocked into loser's bracket by Ryan Hart in top 192. First match at top 192. Got all the way to grand final. One of the most incredible runs you'll ever see. Kawano fought back, fought off like 3 tournament points, held his nerve, and got the win, taking home the EVO title. Idam second, Gachi-kun third, Tokido rounding out the top 4, but Daigo for the first time since I believe 2011 making top 8 at EVO. So the guy still got it. And we close things off, at least on the main stage, with Guilty Gear Strive. A relatively new player in terms of the scene, but definitely showing what they've got. Umi Show. Amazing performance to win the grand final and the Guilty Gear Strive title, knocking off, as you might expect to see in a grand final, a Saudi player, not necessarily the Saudi player you expected. Slash, amazing run to make it to top 3, to make grand final. Leffen as well, making top 3 in both a traditional fighter and a platform fighter at EVO. First person to ever do that. Latif, who was the heavy favorite, finished 9th. But still, you could argue that he's the best player on the planet. You forget about the mirror match. There are many other tournaments at EVO. I just want to point out a couple. Multiverses with the $100,000 prize pool. It was Nakat and Boyd who got the win there over Miraman and Rose J. Those two teams have fought in quite a few tournaments in the young life of that game. But it was Nakat and Boyd who got the $10,000 first prize. But everyone in top 32 making some money, so that is awesome to see. And of course, Vortex Gallery, 50-plus tournaments. Masoma is the winner of the biggest one, DNF Duel, holding off Scott Vermillion in the grand final. GC Yoshi rounding out the podium there. We've got the results on screen coming up of all the other ones. I want to call out Blue in the chat, helps out with the show, runs Anime FGC News on Twitter, getting the win in Phantom Breaker Omnia. Congratulations, Blue, holding it down. Even though you didn't put up the BOV tag, we still see you.
Hey, Blue got the big tournament. Right, that's the game.
It was very spicy. On the other screen, you've got more tournament winners. Choi Boy getting the double in Alpha 2 and Alpha 3. Brent is cool, a name you might not have heard of for a while. Doing the double dip as well, winning both Street Fighter Cross Tekken and Ultra Street Fighter 4. So, congratulations to everyone you see on screen. It was an amazing, amazing weekend of action. Plenty to go back and check out. Many of the VODs are on YouTube already. All of the Twitch, or the main stage ones, are on the EVO 2K Vids channel. Vortex Gallery uploading them as we speak for the other tournaments. So, for the last time, that was your weekend recap.